Best of r/entitled parents episode 186. Subscribe for edit videos daily. Toxic, entitled. To start off, I'm not even sure if my parents are toxic or entitled. All this got worse during quarantine. I'm 18 and currently living with them. Some instances where I've thought they were toxic. Calling me useless. I don't really do many chores, but I don't think I deserve to be called that. Telling me jokes about either my weight or anything else about my personality and get mad when I get mad or sad. Saying I'm always on my phone, and whenever I say the same they just try to deny it. They play Candy Crush a lot. Asking me if I'm always getting angry with my friends. In the instance of the jokes, they ask me this whenever I get mad and say I can't take a joke or I always get mad. Only things I can think of right now. Tell me, Reddit, are they toxic or entitled? If so, any suggestions on how to survive until I'm able to move out? By the way, tried posting this on r/ToxicParents, but it wouldn't let me, so I've decided to post it here in hopes of someone being able to answer me. Thank you. Next. Entitled. Dog. Parent yells at me because I told her that her pit bull needs to be muzzled. So I, 18F, work as an office assistant/secretary at a veterinarian office. Since I mostly just check people and schedule appointments and stuff for their pets, I'm not certified in animal care or anything. A few months ago, we had this one lady, let's call her S, come in with her medium-sized pit bull mix. I check her in, and on her dog's file it says that he has a past history being aggressive towards the vet/vet techs. This means that he is required to have a muzzle on before going into the room with the vet. This is the conversation that follows. Me: hey, it looks like dog has a past history of being aggressive toward the vet, so he is going to have a muzzle on before he goes into the room. Do you have one with you? Yes. No, I don't have a muzzle with me. He won't need one. Me: I'm sorry mom. He is going to have a muzzle on before the vet can look at him. It's the rules. We have some that we can use for the appointment. Why is it because he is a pit bull? He is just a big baby and wouldn't even hurt a fly. This is discrimination against pit bulls. Me: no mom, it's not because he's a pit bull. His file says he's been aggressive toward the vet before. A lot of dogs don't like the vet, so it's pretty common for them to have to be muzzled, regardless of the breed. We've had to muzzle chihuahuas before. Dog just doesn't like the vet to be touching him or messing with his body parts. Just tell vet not to do that and he won't bite like last time. Me: mom, how is a vet supposed to do his job if he can't touch dog? He needs to make sure everything is working right. I don't care. My dog is not going to be muzzled, and that's final. You are discriminating against my little baby dog because he is a pit bull. I can't believe that I am facing this kind of harassment for owning a pit bull at a vet's office, for God's sake. We went back and forth like this for a while. I kept telling her that her dog isn't going to see the vet until he has a muzzle on, and she kept telling me he didn't mean it and that I was saying that he is aggressive because he is a pit bull. Eventually she put a muzzle on the dog and he apparently acted fine and non-aggressive with the muzzle on, but since he was aggressive once without the muzzle, he will still have to be muzzled for future appointments. She ended up filing a complaint against me because I was discriminating against her and her dog, but it never really went anywhere. She has another appointment next week, so that's going to be fun. Thank you. Next. Christian holierthanthou tries to manipulate me. I gave her a taste of her own medicine. TL/Dr. Christian tries using the God card to get me to give up my gaming collection. I use the God card against her to justify not giving it to her. This story happened earlier this week. To preface this, ever since the COVID lockdown, my church has been meeting online via live stream. This has extended to small groups, which are now done through Zoom meetings. This particular week was much like the others in terms of small groups, Bible talk, cracking jokes, and discussing pop culture. However, joining us this week was my friend's aunt from out of town, the EM of the story, who from what I heard had a tendency to have a holier-than-thou demeanor. At one point of the chat we got to the topic of hobbies. I took the moment to discuss my hobby of gaming, my big mistake of the story. I talked about my gaming collection of different gaming consoles, SNES, N64, GC, PS1/2/3, Wii, Switch, GBC, and games that I've collected over the years, which my friends found to be fascinating. So, onto the story. Cast, op equals me, em equals friend's aunt, fr equals friend. So, about 40 minutes about small group I get a phone call from my friend's phone number. I picked it up only to be greeted by his aunt. Em, hello op. Me, em. What a surprise. Em, well, I'm calling you from FR's phone because I wanted to talk to you about something. Me, okay, what do you want to talk about? Em, during small group you mentioned that you had a collection of video games and video game systems. Me, yeah, what about them? Em, well you see, it's just that strong Christian men like you shouldn't be wasting time playing video games. You should be dedicating your time towards getting married, starting a family, and teaching them the ways of God in the Bible. Me, dumbfounded, wait, what? Em, remember, the Bible tells men to put away childish things and video games are definitely under that category. Me, disgusted. So what are you suggesting I do with my collection then? Em, you should donate it to a child in need. Better yet, my son loves video games and his birthday is coming up so you should give it to him. I'm sure he'd be grateful. Me, starting to get real angry. I'm not sure I would feel comfortable doing that. Em, I will tell you what, I'm in town till Wednesday. I call you back tomorrow. This gives you plenty of time to pray about it. Hopefully God convicts you to man up and put away childish things. Good night now. Hangs up. I sat there for a good 15 minutes with anger stewing in mind over the audacity of this Em. I wanted to call her back and curse her out until a light bulb went off in my head. At the moment, an evil Grinch grin had crept across my face. My mind had just formulated a perfect response to Em's request. The next day, I spent the day waiting for FR's aunt to call me. In the evening, the moment came. I saw my friend's number ringing my phone and the evil Grinch grin came back to my face. Me, why hello Em. How are you today? Em, I'm doing well. Have you thought about our conversation from yesterday? Me, why yes I have. Em, what did you decide? Me, in my best jolly, holier than thou Joel Austin voice, well I prayed long and hard about what you said and I spent some time reading the Bible. Em, and? Me, well, growing boys are very pivotal to the future of the kingdom of God and building a relationship with Jesus is very important to their upbringing. In all honesty, video games are just going to be a distraction to him and time spent playing them is better dedicated to learning about the Bible. Em, but, that's, me, remember Em, the book of Proverbs tells us to start children off on the way they should go and Ephesians tell us to bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. So unfortunately I will have to pass on gifting your son my gaming collection. However I will gladly send a children's study Bible and a DVD collection of Veggie Tales to 4 and he can send them to you. Em, but OP wait. It's not going to be an issue. Me, cutting her off but still in my jolly, holier than thou voice. I'm sorry Em but I have important dinner arrangements to go to, goodbye now. Hangs up. I turned off my phone after that to make sure that the Em couldn't call me back. Later on that night, Theyre sent me a message on FB apologizing for his aunt's behavior. Apparently, she took his phone behind his back to make both calls and got really upset when he found out about what Em was asking of me. But at the end of the day, I still have my collection and my hobby. Mario Kart anyone? Edit holy crap this exploded. Thanks for all the likes and gold everyone. For those who want to play some Mario Kart 8 with me sometime, just DM me a friend code. Thank you. Next. I absolutely hate babysitting sometimes. I was babysitting for a neighbor today while she worked. I had shut my door because I have some pretty private stuff in there. Well as I was making lunch for us, I heard snickering coming from the dining room. Went inside and saw the kid I was watching, reading my diary. Now I have some dark stuff in there due to my past. And this kid violated my privacy and was reading my diary. Cue a 5-minute chase around the house. Took the water off the stove to be safe and man kids are really fast. Got my diary back and their mom just got back and the conversation went something like this. Me, hey so EK went into my room and took my diary. Em, so? Just lock your door. Me, my door doesn't lock. I really don't like them reading my diary. There's stuff in there not for kids. Em, well then why are you writing it? Me, It's a private diary for me to vent. I have a troubled past and writing about my feelings helps me calm down. Well, whatever, you're just overreacting about it. It's just a diary. Hands me $15. At this point I was so upset. I'll admit, I'm pretty sensitive, that I didn't really care that I didn't get paid properly. I had them leave and I told her I wouldn't babysit for her anymore. And I closed the door. She stood there yelling about how I'm a horrible person for not being willing to watch her kid anymore. I just went upstairs and am now writing this post. Update. So as some of you guys pointed out, the kid still told my crush about the fact I like him. We talked and he confessed that he likes me back. Smiling face with squinting eyes. So now I have a boyfriend. Figured you guys would enjoy a positive update. Thank you. Next. Kinda entitled Mom wants me to stop listening to my music. So to preface this story, I'm a huge fan of a band called Ninja Sex Party. They make comedy songs, but they are wildly inappropriate. Also, this happened when I was 14. Me and my mom were waiting in a dentist office. I'm listening to some NSP, specifically, their album, Attitude City. My mom doesn't think they're funny, but she's cool with me listening to them because it's not like I'm gonna become some crazy whack job from listening to Dragon Slayer and Symphony in P minor. She's not stupid. Anyway, in walks this EM with her kid. She doesn't have an entitled look about her, no Karen characteristics, and the kid is well behaved. I didn't think anything of it. Because me and my mom were the first ones sitting, she took social cues and niceness, and just decided to stand next to us. Now, there's a song on Attitude City, called, Butt Sex Goldilocks. Go give it a listen, it's genuinely funny. However, it's not really a song, and I was in a music mood, so I decide to open up my phone and change it. This EM looks down and sees the song name, and hisses at me. EM, excuse me young man, what on earth is that? Now, I read this subreddit quite a bit, so I already know an EM when I see one. So I handle it calmly. Me, it's a song, mom. I was just changing it to something else. EM, that song is vulgar and rude. It could corrupt my kid like it's corrupting you. Your mother must be ashamed of you. Now, my mom couldn't hear her, because she's getting older and her hearing isn't as good as it used to be. So, trying to suppress my anger, I say the most badass thing I could. Me, okay, ask her. As I point to my mom, this EM quickly runs around me to my mom, gets in her face and says, EM, your son is listening to some very inappropriate music. My mom sighs. What's the band's name? EM, Ninja Sex Party, a song called Butt Sex Goldilocks. Mom, so, it's his music. It doesn't affect you, so please leave him alone. EM, but it's vulgar and rude. Man, she's really good at countering her point with the same two arguments over and over. So my mom says, look, he could be listening to death metal right now. For all I care, he isn't bothering other people. Unlike you, my son cares for others around him. Plus, I can't hear it. How could you hear it? EM, I couldn't. But, mom, then don't let it bother you. Please leave us alone. She left us alone, and after I came out of the dentist's, she made some comment about corrupted youth or something. I wasn't paying attention. I just wanted my music back. That was about a year back, and me and my mom still joke about it. She's even started listening to them a bit. So how about that for a happy ending? Thank you. Next. Update on the EM who ran over the kid. Hi Redditors. Few weeks ago, I posted a story about the crazy EM in South Korea who ran over a kid on a bike with her SUV, at a considerably high speed in a school zone, because the kid hit her daughter. The investigation is over, and the authorities have declared that she ran over the kid on purpose, and will soon charge and put her on trial for attempted homicide. During the investigation period, EM has been denying intentionally running over the kid, repeating words such as I didn't see him in time while turning around the corner and I hit the brakes as soon as possible. Her husband also came forward to say that she hasn't been able to eat or sleep well, because of all the harassment she's been getting. The boy's family is even more pissed at the attitude, vowing to see this to the bitter end. What's worse is that there are a group of people defending the EM, leaving comments such as the following. The boy will grow up to be a wife beater. The whole thing could have been avoided if the boy hadn't hit her. The parents should do a better job. A future criminal committing a smaller version of assault. Whoa. And my personal favorite aka most rage-inducing comments. Stop with the women hate. She's clearly helping him get back up. But I guess she'll be forever marked as criminal because of media. And the comment war continues. Going from moral correctness to feminist agenda. I will update the next time she gets on the news. Hopefully, they can put this crazy bitch away for good. Edit. Quick side note. The people who are defending the EM are in the minority, while the majority of people are hating this woman. But just like the SJWs here in US, just because their numbers are small doesn't mean their voices are unheard. Thank you. Next. Crazy EM wants to go to a party even though she is in a different country. So since my other story with my aunt was well liked, I decided to post this story. I was visiting my aunt in DC and I was having pizza with the other people my age while the adults were having wine. The day after, my aunt gets this message on her phone from a fellow mom at her school. Cast. A equals aunt. EM equals entitled mom. EM. I heard that you and the other moms had a party with some of their children. A. Well, it was more like a get together. But weren't you in the Bahamas? EM. Well, yes, but it would have been kind of you to invite me and my baby. A. I didn't think that you wanted to be invited, because you were in the Bahamas. EM. Well, I was in the Bahamas, but you should have invited me. It is a nice thing to do. A. Again EM. I didn't think about inviting you because you were in the Bahamas. I will not continue to have this conversation with you. EM. Wow. You are being so rude to me. It would have been nice if you had invited us. My baby is very hurt by this. The other kids were probably bullying her. A. Oh my god EM. It was just a fun get together. We were not bullying your child. Can you please stop texting me now? EM. Fine. I will be telling the other mothers about this. I am very angry that you didn't invite me. A. Okay. You can tell them. I do not care. EM. Okay then. The EM had tried to gossip about my aunt, but most of the other moms did not care, because there is more important things to care about, like their kids' grades or something that is actually important, not stupid PTA drama. The EM still swears a year later that my aunt was being a bully towards her and her child.